All righty, folks, we have the one and only Mr. Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage here. We're going to talk about fix and flip. There's a little part of the market where I think if you can find the right deal and buy it right, like Omar and Adrian and Jason are, there are some easy money to be had. But before we get into what's going on with fix and flip, we got to bring on Stephen and talk about the marketing thing so we don't get in trouble.
Yes, thanks again for remembering. Although I work very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel, that of my own. So let's get going.
Yeah, so hopefully folks have seen over the last, let's call it 3 or 4 months, that there's one part of the housing market today that is struggling for supply. That is affordable homes, move-in condition, below the median price. And I have brought on multiple experts who are feeding that market. Omar in Southern California, Jason in the Central Valley, and Adrian in Orange County. And now every market has their own price point, but if you are good at acquiring junk and you have the skill set and experience, I think fix and flip is where it's at, below the median, move-in ready, pass inspection, all of that stuff. So I know you have a exciting product that a lot of ORAT folks are using at Velocity. So let's remind them what it is.
Again, just the ARV Pro, kind of like a fix and flip or even a buy and hold as far as distressed property. So mainly just if you needed to finance the rehab budget into the loan on the distressed property, whereas 1 to 4 units that need some slight rehab, cosmetic kind of updating, deferred maintenance, things of that nature, we can definitely assist. Been pretty valuable, I think, in some markets because I'm definitely doing a good amount of business there. It just takes obviously somebody to do the work and finding the right project and making the numbers make sense. But other than that, it's been pretty useful because again, I think like you said, with certain markets just low on turnkey ready inventory, you got to try to find those diamonds in the rough. And if you got that skill set, like you said, quality group or team that can just bang out the work, and you kind of know your numbers as far as low overhead yourself, Matt, the lumberjack, you guys know your stuff. I mean, when I go over some of the information he was telling me, I'm sure you too, but the stuff that he can kind of turn over on a property, I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Okay, there's no way you don't make a profit. I was like, man, okay. And it's quality stuff. He was showing me this stuff. I was like, man, you do good work, and wow, you know your stuff. So anyway, yeah, if you know what you're doing, and even if you don't, as a first-time flipper, if you're just doing the homework, and it's not like it's rocket science, you just really got to know where to look to for the right information. But I'm seeing it, and we're one of a few lenders that allows that as far as first-time flippers. So not only is the tool available, it's available to many that some normally don't get. So other than that, there are certain parameters. It's still an asset-based loan where it's stated income, I guess you could say, with no tax returns, pay stubs, or W-2s. And more importantly, very aggressive on the DSCR. So, I mean, really, we're not really that concerned with it as well. So with the higher, leverage position of typically for first-time flipper, 30% down, for seasoned flipper, 20% down. But outside of that, just maybe 3 months of reserves. But yeah, outside that, there's really not much else to disqualify you for the loan.
Yeah, again, Velocity Mortgage has personally helped me out on a couple loans, a couple of years ago. Very happy with the process. Makes sense. I think the ARV Pro, again, it's in the market we're in today, it's very clear. If your exit for a move-in ready condition that could pass all the inspections, VA, FHA, below the median, it's a pretty safe place to pay. There's no inventory. There may be exceptions. I don't know all markets. I don't pretend to, but there are people doing quite well. I mean, Jason Pritchard shared with me the other day, he had a $300K profit month, and that's all he's doing now is exiting below the median product.
Right.
But it really does
multiple
take
offers too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, just because again, I think you said in the past, this makes sense. Low inventory, quality, product comes out on the market, and the desire level is still there. You're gonna get that situation, because if there's nothing else, and if that's all you got, and there's plenty of people ready to jump on that, they're gonna start bidding. So the prices have been kind of pretty stable in certain markets. If you got that quality product, especially like you said, below or around the median, it's just like hotcakes.
Yeah. So again, folks, if you're in a market, you're doing the work, you have access or network, or you find a deal on the MLS, it's junk that nobody's bidding on, you're writing disrespectful offers like Patrick David says, but you need to get the financing, ARV Pro might be the option. Stephen, if they wanted to reach out to you and just see if their property might make sense, how would they do that?
Just email's the simple way to get to me, SDAO@velocitymortgage.com. In the subject line, please put the acronym ORAAT, which stands for one rental at a time to make it past the firewall. Body the email. In this case, I need to know what the current purchase price or as is value. I need to know what the rehab budget is going to be. And I need to know what the ARV is going to be. And of course, address would be fantastic, or at least city and state if we're lending there, property type, stuff, things of that nature. And then, of course, a phone number so I can get back to you, and mid FICO score, and typically 24 to 48 hours, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, folks, I would definitely include your phone number. ARV Pro is one of those products you really got to ask some questions. You got to make sure it's right for you, right to make sure you get the loans. And again, one of the things I love about Steven is he'll tell you if you're not buying it cheap enough. It's like, dude, there's not enough meat on the bone. So go ahead and reach out to Stephen Dow. Remember, the email should be ORAAT on the subject line.
Yes, sir. And again, I was just going to say, it just takes a simple phone call so that at least as a plan B, or at least numbers don't lie. I don't mind being a sounding board and just crunching some simple numbers, and that'll pretty much tell you whether or not it's a viable deal. But nevertheless, looking forward to talking to anybody. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.